Good morning. Good morning, everyone. So lovely to be back one day later, but still, I'm here with you, waiting for a few people to jump on, having my lovely warm cup of tea in the morning, and looking forward to seeing you. Today, I have something very, very important to share with you, that it's actually effectively relevant to many people. And I'm so much looking forward to speaking to you about this. And I'm very interested what your opinion on this as well is. So let me jump on this Facebook as well to see how things are going. So I'm everywhere. More people jumping on. Fantastic. Good morning, good morning, good morning, beautiful people. Okay, let me see if I am visible. Yes, I am. So who is here with me? Can you share? Fantastic, Carly. Good morning, Mari. Good morning. So today's subject, it's very important to me, and essentially it's about boosting immunity. How can we actually boost our immunity with our mind in order to prevent ourselves from any kind of infection, bacterial infection, viral infection, but particularly coronavirus. Now, I've been observing what's happening in the world about coronavirus, and there is so much fear present in the world now that it's growing. And I keep on wondering, what can we actually do, not only to prevent the spread of this virus, if you can, but also to prevent the level of fear that this whole thing is bringing up in people. Because you see, we have noticed how much effect it already had on the economy, on people's states of minds, on people's holidays. And there's certain things we have absolutely no control over what happens around it. But then there is this whole area of immunity, which we have absolute and total power over and control over if we pay attention. So hello Anna, hello Gosia. Gosia is here, not me Gosia, but my friend Gosia from Poland. So lovely to see you guys. And the reason I wanted to talk to you about this is because I have been affected by this whole madness myself in some ways. Basically, a few days ago, I had to go to a dentist and have something which I wasn't very happy about. And I had a choice to either lose my tooth because I had a pain for quite a few months, or to have a procedure called root canal treatment, which I'm not really in favor of at all. So I was in conflict. On one hand, I didn't want to lose my tooth, and because I don't want to have anything there that it's not mine. On the other hand, I know that root canal treated teeth, they're not best for the body, and everything that I've read about it and I looked into it shows that it's not best for the body and it's not best for immunity. So not only I was stressed out about the treatment itself, not only I was fearing this decision, will I make the right decision? Will I make the wrong decision? But also I was afraid a little bit about the pain that I may go through, through the whole process of removing nerve from my mouth. And then on top of everything, I was meant to go. I'm meant to go on holidays on Saturday, and having this treatment so closely to going away was a bit risky because of the possibility of infection. It's this side, so please send me love and blessings. And so I was sitting there worrying about this. Should I do it? Should I not do it? Is the right decision? Is not the right decision? Should I do it now? Should I do it after I come back? But I can't do it after I come back because it's pain is right now. And the conflict and the stress of it has actually started making me feel unwell. and beyond the tooth, I started having a sore throat. And sore throat often is a sign, in my case, of reduced immunity. And I was then afraid, stressed out, and a bit angry, actually, that I put myself in this situation. So the emotions that I was going through were sort of becoming more and more intense and affecting everybody around me, people closest to me. I was talking about it. I was trying to make my mind up. And sooner than you could expect, I was feeling really unwell. And that's not because of the tooth, but also because of my mind. Yes, Dr. Narina Ramlakhan, the great Dr. Narina Ramlakhan is here. What is she saying? What a great topic. I'm fed up with all the scam mongering, sending love to your jaw and to you. And so with all of that, of course, I was actually looking also on about all the news and looking into it, and I said, oh, this hotel was closed and that hotel was closed, and people were locked up as a quarantine. And I was thinking, bloody hell, I have been caught up with it myself, and I have to stop. And today I want to share with you, what can you do to make sure that coronavirus walks away from you as far as possible. It doesn't, even if you sit with someone who has got the coronavirus, even if you kiss someone who's got the coronavirus, even if someone sneezes you who's got the coronavirus, what to do to make sure that you are safe, that you are okay, and your body is strong enough and your immunity is strong enough that you can take care of yourself and be well, and your family be well. So this is the question of this today's subject, and I'm very curious about what you think you can do very quickly, like within seconds, a minute or two, to boost your immunity. I mean, I'm very, very curious if you're feeling unwell and you know that you're under weather and something is, and you may actually be around people who are sick. What would you do to make sure that your immunity gets boosted? So I'm going to talk to you a little bit today about science, scientifically speaking, what boosts your immunity very quickly. And we're going to do the exercise at the end, so you can actually have the benefit of that yourself today, tomorrow, and for the rest of your life. So I hope you've got something nice to drink. And so I nearly drowned myself with the coffee. There we go. So the first thing what I would like to say is that to absolutely make sure that you are safe is to make sure that you look after your body, mind, and spirit. And in the moments when the emotional state is very sort of challenged, like in my case, a few days ago, what can we do to make sure that you return yourself back to peace and serenity? So one of the most important things is that, for you to know, is that some very strong emotions, like anger, for instance, affects immunity very strongly. So for instance, if you even think about, there's been some research done on this, even if you think about some angry event, something that made you really pissed off a few days, few weeks, a few months, a few years ago, your immunity goes right down very, very, very strongly for about 6 hours. The same thing happens when you go through a very stressful situation where you feel out of control, you feel very afraid, your immunity gets affected for a few hours afterwards. What does the Narina says? Focus on deep breath, rest, pray, laughing, boost immunity, producing gratitude, hugging, switching off the news and social media feeds, spend time in nature. Absolutely. Narina has actually summarized exactly what I'm going to be talking to you today. So thank you, Narina Ramlakhan. If you don't know Narina, for everybody, Narina is an amazing person who has been, he's writing books, she is writing books every year for the past few years, and they're all around feeling safe. And they are about how to sleep deeply and feel safe enough to go to bed and fall asleep beautifully like a baby. And if you've had challenges with sleep and you've had challenges with feeling safe, then you must read one of the Narina's books. So number one, if you feel strong emotions, please make sure that you take care of them and you bring it down. So what can you do about that? Well, deep breathing helps, walking helps, crying sometimes helps, tapping helps, okay? Even though I feel very, very afraid of something that's about to happen, I love myself deeply and completely. Even though I feel petrified of something that is about to happen, the meeting with the boss, meeting with my ex-husband, with something or rather, I love and accept myself completely. And the EFT works brilliantly. My expansion game really works really well as well on everything to do with fear, where you take the fear, blow it out of proportion, focus on your intention, and you swing from one thing to another. And if you haven't read my book, I highly recommend it. So embracing your emotions, breathing into your emotions, doing EFT, doing expansion game, also doing havening. Havening is an amazing technique, which I've mentioned in my previous lives before. And one of the things that basically you do, you focus on the feeling of strong emotion. That could be anger or sadness or whatever that is, something that is really distressing and painful. And then you start gently caressing your body, which soothes your nervous system. And you imagine yourself in the most beautiful place where you've been or you would like to be, like in nature, by the sea. And you can also caress your face, your head. And you would actually do something that you do to a baby to calm her or him down because they're crying. And you do that about 20 times and you count from 1 to 10. And then once you've finished it, you look right and left, still thinking about something really pleasant and amazing, but without moving your head. You don't move your head, you look straight away and you look right and left. That soothes your immunity down. That soothes your nervous system down, brings greater peace and serenity within seconds. So even though you're at work, you can go to the toilet, you can go to the park, and you can do that outside of the view of people. That also can bring some peace. But spending time with yourself, writing, journaling, and actually giving yourself time and finding out why you're so upset helps really very, very much. Also, that's part of you that sometimes could be upset, scared, angry, could be your inner child. So speaking to her or him makes a huge difference. So making sure that you don't have any lingering strong emotions there. And if you did, you bring it down through one of those techniques. And I'm sure you have your own techniques that I don't have time to all mention them here. What does Renata says? For her to boost immunity, it's all about doing what you love doing, dancing, fresh juice, practicing breathing meditation, hug someone, hug a tree, choose supporting your health thoughts. Absolutely. So that's all beautifully. I'm so glad that you absolutely know already how to take care of yourself. And Felicia says, love working with EFT. It creates such shifts. So, okay, so let's just say that you have already shifted your emotions, and then you still want to make sure that your immunity is at its highest and it feels amazing. So what is the injection you can give yourself to make sure that your immunity gets boosted for the next few hours to absolute top, like top that you cannot go any stronger? Well, so for some of you, you obviously know that one of the strongest boosters to immunity, it's a strong, deep sense of gratitude and appreciation at this very moment. And so in a moment, we're going to be doing an exercise around this. But what I would like to say about gratitude is that not everybody tends to be grateful for things. I, for instance, was brought up in a house where thank you wasn't really a word that we would use very much, not my father particularly, you know. And gratitude was something that I have learned over the years. I know people, including my boyfriend, who's very naturally appreciative and appreciative of all the smallest successes that he has, the smallest things, and he appreciates the flowers and the birds. And now I had to learn gratitude in my life because I didn't learn it from at home at all. In fact, I learned the opposite, the grumpiness, the mood swings, the anger, and so my body wasn't primed, it wasn't prepared for gratitude. And so I think this is something that we can all increase and learn. But from a scientific point of view, just even few minutes of gratitude boost your immunity for hours. And if you do that every day, if it becomes a habit or a ritual, which I talked about a few times ago, it basically boosts your immunity for weeks and weeks on end. And if it becomes a habit that you do every day, this is the bulletproof, powerful protection from any coronavirus, from any bacteria. Of course, one can still get sick occasionally, but this is one of the primary things that you can do quickly, to make sure that you feel healthy. Now, one thing that I would like to add here is that the thing that really helps you to have a special little notebook like this size, for instance, where you can write your gratitude. And whenever you notice anything throughout the day that really touches you, and then you write it down in your diary. Now, it's useful to start with 3 things at the end of the day that you can absolutely say honestly to yourself that you feel grateful for. And then when you write it down, you read it. Afterwards, you read it. And when you think about whatever you feel grateful for, you send it through your whole body. So it doesn't just stay at your intellectual level in your head, here in the headspace. You actually take it and you send it throughout every single cell in your body. You spend time on it. You feel the delight of the gratitude in every single cell. And so typically when I think about my gratitudes at the end of the day, I think about things that I feel grateful to, situations, life itself. So some circumstances that occurred that really delighted me and gave me joy and pleasure. But on the other hand, then I actually make a list of things that I feel grateful to other people for. And that could be my clients, my partner, my family, my friends, my beautiful, amazing friends, any friends who hear, who listen to me. I feel extremely grateful to you for being part of my life. And the last one is grateful for yourself, because we often are grateful to other people, but we never put ourselves on the list. We go very quickly and through the day, and we don't actually spend time feeling grateful to ourselves. I'm a primary example of it. I feel often I'm more tougher on myself than anybody else around me. So for me, it's extremely important to train myself when I go to sleep at the end of the day to make sure that I have got some few things on my list that I feel grateful to myself. Because if I don't do that consciously, I will probably move forward and not think about it at all. So gratitude in the morning, few gratitudes in the morning, gratitude throughout the day, around lunchtime, taking a few little breaks and thinking, what do I love? Like when you're on a train and it's full of people coughing and it's cold and it's rainy and it's gray outside, like, oh, I would wish I could stay in bed. Like, even asking yourself, what do I love about being here right now? What do I love? And maybe loving someone's coat, which is red and bright. Maybe loving the coziness on the train, that you don't feel cold like some people do somewhere in the world. And asking yourself, what do I love? And then feeling it, allowing yourself to take it deep through your body, into your veins, into your bones. That's what helps you to boost your immunity. Okay? So the gratitude is best to be done in the morning, in the evening, and in the afternoon. But if you have time to think about what you appreciate throughout the day, it's very useful. Now, another aspect of gratitude, and something that you could possibly practice, it's something that touches a little bit around my miracle making subject. Remember I talked about get ready for miracles, and it is being grateful in advance for what you want to accomplish, achieve, something that hasn't happened yet, but you feel grateful for it in advance. Okay. So typically how some people you've used it in my life and some of my clients, and they've had phenomenal results. It is, let's just say that someone is unwell, and they basically use it as a mantra. They could say, thank you that if they believe in God and they are very religious, they could say, thank you, God, that I'm healed now. Thank you, God, that my headache is gone. Thank you, God, that my whole body is at peace, relaxed, and healthy. Thank you, universe. Thank you, life, that I am at my highest level of health and well-being. Thank you. And you basically say thank you. You feel grateful for what you want to receive, what you want to experience this week, tomorrow. Okay. And so typically, you can also use, let's say if I go on holidays and everything is fine with flights, and thank you that I've had such incredible holidays, magical, and I felt I got nourished and peaceful and well, and my body, it's all radiating with wellness and health. Thank you for my amazing holiday. Thank you. So by basically repeating it and going into the energy of gratitude, you're feeling grateful in advance before something happened. Not only you boosting your immunity, but you allowing yourself to attract into your life whatever it's important to you, whatever it's good. So you see, for instance, I was afraid of the dental procedure, and I really didn't look forward to it. On contrary, I didn't want to go there at all, and I was thinking about changing it. What I did was then I wrote a future script where I said, I feel so grateful that my dental procedure went absolutely brilliantly well, that billions of angels were in the room with me, present, and helping the dentist and the dental nurse with the procedure, that everything went well, that my tooth, it's all nice and clean, and thank you. So I basically wrote down what I wanted to happen, and I read it over and over again the day before and in the morning before I left. So by doing so, the fear dropped, and then I felt more peaceful, more relaxed, more soothed. My nervous system was more soothed, and obviously it was easier for the dentist to deal with me, work with me, and the immunity got boosted. So when we're talking about boosting immunity with gratitude, you can boost it with feeling grateful for what has happened, what is happening right now. I, for instance, feel grateful that so many people are sitting here and listening to me, and we're interacting, we're connecting. I feel so grateful to have you here with me, grateful for what happened, grateful for what's happening right now, and grateful for what it's about to happen. So the bulletproof, absolutely powerful tool of gratitude, I want you to practice it specifically today and for the next few days. Write it down, read it, send it through your body. And the more things you write, the more things you feel grateful for, the better. Okay? And so that's for now about the gratitude, but you can read about it and explore it. Almost everybody knows now that the research that has been done is phenomenal, and it makes a huge difference, and quickly. Yeah. What else can you do to make sure that your immunity gets boosted? Yes, exactly. Renata have mentioned it, and Rina have mentioned it here, and some other people have mentioned it, is doing things that you absolutely love, doing things that send feel-good hormones through your body and flood your body with oxytocin and reduce your cortisol. And those things could be different for people, right? So for instance, what I love and what makes me feel really happy and great, even though I feel unwell and grumpy and sad, would be to put the music on and dance. So dance for one song, 2 or 3, myself or with someone. But dancing really lifts my mood up profoundly. Walking in nature, hugging trees, hugging yourself, hugging someone, hugging the dog, hugging the cat, But if you don't have anybody to hug, you can visualize you hug them. You can even visualize you hug someone who's passed away, your mother, your father, your friend, your partner, someone who made you feel good. Now, if you absolutely love doing something and you can't do it right now at this very moment, you can visualize yourself doing it. So let's just say if you have a special, beautiful spot in the world somewhere, on the beach, beautiful white sand, or a beautiful spot in the mountains, which I have, and every time you think about it, it makes you feel good, then you can actually visualize yourself there in that spot and allow yourself to enjoy it and drink it like you drink the best drink, the best juice, and send it through your whole body. Okay. So the next thing that works brilliantly, as you obviously know, is a laughter therapy. And there's been a lot of research done around that. People who gone through serious illnesses like cancer, let's say, or they had very serious diagnosis, they have been asked to go home and prepare to die and sort their, life. Some of them have used some unusual techniques, and one of them that has been very well written about and research was laughter. So, I've read and met people who've gone home and listened to to comedies, watched comedies, love stories, comedies, and they laughed and they laughed and they laughed. And using other things as well, tools and techniques and food and diet, their immunity boosted so much that the cancer went through remission, or they healed themselves completely. So the body is a fascinating thing, and it can actually do miracles if we treat it correctly. And the body is treated correctly when we give it things that it feels good with. Okay, so laughter, hanging around with people who are laughing. One of those many years ago, I went to a course that was all about laughter therapy, and the guy he said, let's start laughing. And I was thinking, well, I've got nothing to laugh about, and I was feeling a little bit miserable on that specific day. And then he basically started pretending he's laughing about something, someone else started laughing, and then even the laughter was so funny and peculiar. I have a very funny giggle. I love the way I laugh is very funny in itself. So sometimes people go into attacks of laughter just listening to my hysterical laughter. And so we were laughing for 15 minutes. Next day, I had a stomach ache because my muscles that normally not got used, and I felt phenomenal. My energy got boosted. We felt all very connected. We felt like hugging each other. And so that was like maybe 20 years ago. And as you guys know, there's things called laughter yoga, which you can go and attend. But you can just basically laugh, put a funny movie on and just laugh. So that's another quick booster of immunity: dancing, moving, breathing, hugging, and gratitude. And then the next one is actually singing. If you obviously like singing, and I want to tell you a story from years ago. I used to work in a breast cancer clinic as a therapist for 20 years almost, and I've obviously came across people who, against all odds, recovered from cancer, even though people have not given them much hope, or they have extended their lives from like few weeks to 10 years, for instance. And all of them, they have been researching and looking into what makes them feel good. And many years ago, I had the situation where I have attended a session with someone who's so sick that she couldn't leave her home, and I had to go and visit her in her home and do a session. And she was so sick; she was lying on the bed after her chemo, and she wasn't actually even strong enough to sit up, and the prognosis wasn't very good. And she knew, herself, that her time is very short and she may not survive that long. The sad thing was that she was very young. I think she was about 35, and I think she was even younger than me at the time that I saw her. And so that was a very sad thing for me to realize that was the last time I was going to ever see her in my life. And so I said goodbye, and I've done what I needed, made her feel as good as I could, and I went. And then many months later, I think it was about 7 months later, in the clinic where I used to work, there was a lecture by someone, and I think it was a guy who was talking about Tai Chi, Qigong, and I was standing at the back of the room, and there was lots of people. The room was filled up to the top, and so it was not even an empty seat to sit. So I was just standing at the back, and I suddenly turned my head to the left, and I saw her sitting at the back, radiant, happy, looking amazing. And I was really shocked, because I did not expect her to be alive, let alone sit there. And so in the break, I came up to her, gave her a huge hug. I was so delighted to see her. And I said, "Darling, how are you?" And she looked me straight in the eye, and she said, "I feel amazing. I feel great. The cancer is in remission. As far as I know, I don't have any cancer." And I said to her, and she said to me, "Are you surprised that I'm alive?" I said, "Bloody hell, yes." And she said, "Listen, I tell you what I've done." So, and I said, "So what's the secret?" And she said, you know, I've always ate well, and I always ate greeny things and seasonal, and I did my juicing, and I did my seaweeds, and I didn't eat sugar, and I really made sure that I ate well. But what made a huge difference," she said, "I joined a choir, and I sang 3 times a week. And I think it was in church, if I remember correctly, but I can't be sure." And she said those 2 hours or 2.5 hours of singing every week and dancing, and she also danced, did something to me. And she said, I transformed. I shifted from this grumpy, resentful, she was quite an angry kind of character, to a joyous, peaceful person. And she said, I don't know what happened, but basically using all the other things that I have done, and eating well and exercising and doing yoga and doing breathing. But I think, she said, I think the biggest change came through me doing what I've always wanted to do, but I thought I didn't have the voice. And she said, I trained myself, I found someone to help, and I started singing, and it helped me. So for her, that was singing, okay? For her, that was singing. And but I wonder what it is for you. What do you think you could do every day, or a few times a week, or even once a week, to give yourself a sense that your life is delightful? And I want to tell you why that it's so important, because I want to share with you a story of another friend of mine who had cancer 11 years ago. She had cancer, and the cancer was actually in few places, and it spread, and it was very serious. And the doctor in her case also told her that there's not much they can do for her, and that she should put her affairs in order. And she said to me that that the reason why it came to that point was that she's lost actually her mom and her sister to cancer previously, and she lost the joy of living. And she basically, her life was a little bit gray and a bit sad. And she said, I could look through my whole week, and there was absolutely nothing that I particularly looked forward to. That my life was void of joy, pleasure, fun, and happiness. And when the doctor told me the news, and she said 2 things happened. She said, I have made the decision in that very moment. There is no way in hell that I was going to die, that it's not my time. I can die at some point, but not then. And I made a huge commitment to making sure that I take care of my joy. And she said, I was responsible for making my life joyless, and I was going to make a very clear stand and very clear decision to feel joy again in my life, and to experience joy in every single cell in my body. And so she said, as much as I started doing all the procedures and methods and cleansing and healing and detoxing and all the things that she has done to heal herself, also, she said, I started putting into my life every single day things that boosted my sense of wonder, joy, and delight, and whatever that was for her. And she said, I would look through the week ahead, and there were so many things in it that I looked forward to it, that gave me peace, pleasure, joy, happiness, and fun. And she said, my life changed overnight from feeling a bit flat to feeling elevated and joyous. And so And so, well, anyway, 11 or 12 years later, she's absolutely fine. She's healthy. She's still with us. The cancer was long gone. And she's here to tell the story, and she talks to people about it, and she helps them. And so taking care of your joy is one of the most important aspects of boosting immunity. What is it that gives you joy that you do or you don't do, but you should do? Okay, so gratitude, joy, breathing, meditation, it boosts immunity hugely. There's been a lot of research done on this. Feeling still, feeling peaceful, boost immunity. Now, another thing that I want to talk about is blessing. As many of you know, I do a lot of blessing. I love blessing people. I like to blessing myself. I now bless my tooth every day with quick recovery and wellness. But I also want to talk to you about blessing food and drink. Many of you have maybe experienced in the past your mother, father, grandmother, most likely, or auntie doing grace, thanking for the food, thanking for the family. The grace was basically starting the food with the energy of gratitude. Nowadays, it's very rare. And I would love people to go back to it. So not to start eating before giving grace and being grateful and saying thank you and blessing the food. There is a very interesting man that you probably know all about. His name is Dr. Masaru Emoto, Dr. Emoto, who has been a scientist, and he basically researched water treated either with a blessing or sending good love to sending love or good feelings to the water, or putting a piece of paper saying love or joy or happiness on the water. And he took some photos of the molecules of water frozen, and those that were treated with a bad energy, I hate you, look very ugly, and it didn't look very, very nice, these molecules. And those that were treated with feelings of gratitude, love, blessings, I love you, I love you, I love you, you're saying to the water, those were, when he's taken the photos of those molecules, they were shaped in beautiful, most exquisite flowers and shapes of out of this world. And so we are mostly water. Huge percentage of our body is water. So you may wonder what will happen if you drink water, blessed, right, with those good feelings. So before you drink, put your hand on the bottle of water and say to yourself calmly in your mind, I bless this water with radiant health, love, joy, and happiness. And may this water, every time I drink it, boosts my immunity and brings divine light into every single cell in my body and make me strong, healthy, and well. So there we go. I've blessed my cold coffee now. Dandelion coffee, I must add. It's not a normal coffee. And so if you bless your food, if you bless your drink, some people say, well, it's placebo effect. Well, call it what you want. Even if it's placebo effect and it works, that's fantastic. Many people were told that they're drinking some amazing, powerful potion, and it was actually water with nothing, or they were just pieces of sugar that they ate, and they felt much better afterwards, because the power of the mind is immense. So it's all the proof that we can boost our immunity by choice. And coming to this decision, this point of making a decision to be healthy, it's an interesting one, because I remember many times in my life, in the past 25 years or more, when I was just about to get sick. I have to add that sometimes in the past I wanted to get sick, like at school. I didn't want to go to school. I actually didn't like school. So if I could get sick, which I did, I was quite pleased. And I didn't have to go to school. My mom kept me at home. I was very delighted about it. But in the same way, I've made a decision to be sick and I got sick. You can actually make a decision to stop any sort of infection or unpleasant things. So basically saying to that idea of getting sick, stop it, I release it, I remove it, and I refuse it. And basically strong and powerful no. Many times I was just about to get sick. I said, no, and it went away. I additionally, from a physiological point of view, what helped me to prevent myself from getting sicker or getting sick was fasting. So many of you probably know that keeping your body alkaline, eating green things, supposed to sugar and bread and pasta and things that are very acidifying, eating green things and drinking green things, they basically boost the immunity and make the body not so easy to be attacked by viruses and bacteria. But the other thing that helps really that process quite strongly, it's fasting. So every time I'm just about to get sick, I start the fast, I stop eating. And by the time, sometimes at the end of the day, all the symptoms of cold or sneezing or whatever has gone away. It's my way. I hear a lot of people who tried it didn't work, but for me it worked perfectly. Okay, guys, so I think I've said enough. Is there anything that I have forgotten about? Blessing, singing, prayer. Prayer works brilliantly, obviously. So for those of you who love prayer, who believe in prayer, I pray. And so asking for help, your angels, your archangels, your guides, God, and surrendering yourself to the divine also boost immunity quite profoundly. There's been a lot of research done on how the prayer works on other people, whole groups of people, sending love and blessing someone and praying for someone. It's making a huge difference, and you can Google it and read about it too. So prayer works. So I am now going to bless you. We're going to do an exercise because it's time to stop. We've been together for almost 42 minutes. Jesus, I talk so much. And then we're going to do a meditation that is going to boost your immunity and prevent you from any crawlies and viruses and bacteria, which we don't really need in our life at all at this moment. And so, guys, I call divine love right now into this space, and I bless you, all of you who are watching it right now, with divine perfection. I bless you with perfect health. I bless every single cell in your body with radiant health, with well-being, with strong immunity, with joy, with happiness. I bless your mind with peace, that increasingly every day right now, you will start getting more and more peaceful, therefore more and more stronger, more powerful, more serene. And that serenity and this peace will have effect on your family, friends, people you work with, and will spread throughout this whole planet. So I bless your families with perfect health, long life, joy, happiness, strong connection. I bless every single part of your being with peace, with love and strong immunity. May your life be healthy. May your life be radiant, and may you feel powerful and know that you are safe, supported, and loved, and the whole universe backs you up. It's done, it's done, it's done. Whew. So that's the blessing. And now it's time for a short meditation. So if you just close your eyes, take a deep breath in. Make sure that your feet are firmly on the ground. And as you take a deep breath in, breathe out, let go of all the stress that you've gathered somewhere there over the past few hours, days, weeks. Take another deep breath in, let it go. Once again, take a deep breath in and breathe out. And let it go. And as you're breathing gently, I would love you to breathe into your heart. And as you're breathing into your heart, I would love you to think about something that you feel grateful for. What are you grateful for? Something that may have happened, something that occurred in the past few hours, few days, few weeks. What are you grateful for? So think about this. And when you are thinking about it, I want you to feel the gratitude in your body. Notice where you feel it in your body and allow the gratitude to spread. And so it goes deeper into your bones, deeper into your cells. Allow the feel good effect of gratitude to spread throughout your body and out. And now I would like you to think about something that you feel grateful to someone for. So think about someone who has touched your life deeply, who's brought you joy, who's helped you some way, someone who maybe loves you, could be someone who's challenged you, but that helped you to grow and expand and take decisions and actions. So when you breathe through your heart right now, I want you to think about this person and imagine them in front of you and say, thank you so much for this and for that. Thank you for being part of my life and making my life easier, better, and more delightful. So as you see this person, you can visualize giving them a big hug, holding them in your arms, and feel the feeling of pleasure and delight and joy spread through your body. Spread it through your bones, spread it through your muscles, through your veins, and feel the very good feeling of gratitude, making you feel amazing, and spreading inside you and all around you, making this film of strong and powerful energy around your body. And now I want you to think about something you feel grateful to yourself. What are you grateful to yourself for? It could be tiny little thing, it could be something big. It could even be more than one thing. And so I would love you to thank yourself for this right now. Say your name, say thank you. Thank you, Gosha. Thank you, Katie. Thank you, Anna. Thank you so much for doing this or being that. And imagine that you're giving yourself a big hug, that you embrace yourself with this enormous sense of gratitude and appreciation and tenderness and softness. Thank you so, so much. And allow this feeling of gratitude to spread through your body in all directions. Deep inside your bones, deep inside your cells. And see this gratitude like a radiant light going out of your body and creating this film around you of radiance. And now what I would love you to do, take another deep breath in and see this beautiful light pouring out of your heart in all directions that actually boost your immunity and creates the strength, power, and energy around your body that removes everything that you no longer need, including viruses and bacteria and anything, including toxins from your body, from your cells and out. It's like removing, detoxing, sending out into the field around you and dissolving it in light. And this light is pouring out of your heart and it relaxes your body, boosts your immunity, makes you feel good and powerful and strong and decisive and peaceful, soothes your nervous system. And as this light goes out, it pours into all the people around you, the people you live with, the people you work with, the people you meet on the street. And imagine that I am just actually activating this light, that it keeps on going for the next few hours, days, months, years, that you are a never-ending source of love and light. And wherever you go, you are always safe, but you also bring safety, love, delight, and very high vibration to wherever you go, wherever you enter any room, plane, train. There is light, safety, joy, good luck that you bring with you. You are the bringer of love. You are the source of light. You're the source of high energy. And you make everybody feel good because you feel good. So as this light pours out of your heart and it goes in all directions, it just goes beyond your room where you are right now. And wherever you are, it keeps on spreading and goes in all directions beyond this town you're in, beyond the country you're in, beyond the Europe, Australia, wherever you are right now, and it goes all the way into every single corner of this universe and goes beyond the earth, galaxies. Everything is being now touched by your light. And with that energy, I want you to just quietly bless yourself and bless your day and say, I bless my day with peace. I bless my day with happiness, with focus, with effectiveness, with efficiency. I bless my day with lightness and good luck. Good luck zone is established in all my affairs, in every single area of my life. Wherever I go, I bring good luck to people and I attract good luck, opportunities, and good health. I bless my health with radiant, strong, powerful immunity. And I bless everyone around me with powerful immunity. And I'm well. Thank you that I'm well. Thank you that I'm prosperous. Thank you that everything in my life is unfolding in a perfect way. So as you're sending love to all the people you know, all the people you love, and everybody who come across you, slowly but surely start coming back and return back into your heart. Just think about all the things you're going to drink or eat today, and very silently in your mind, just basically bless the food with radiant health, immunity boosting power. May everything you eat today, whatever it is, bring you the highest possible health. So you energize the food with the blessing and the drinks, and you energize your life with the highest level of vibration. And it is done, it is done, it is done. So return back into your body and open your eyes, grant yourself, connect with earth. So that's all for today. My darlings, thank you for listening. Share this with people. Remind them what they already know, that they can generate immunity or boost the immunity right in their heart and in the mind. And that we are powerful beings, and we can spread that knowledge and make sure that everybody knows about it. So be well, be healthy, be radiantly well. And I am looking forward to seeing you. Now, it's most likely that next week where I'm going, there's going to be no Wi-Fi. I'm going to have no computers with me. I'm not going to be using phones. So next week, most likely, if I go, I will be not doing the live, but I will do the live when I come back. So sending you lots of love. And I'm looking forward to seeing you probably in 2 weeks. Lots of love.